So I'm here to do three things. I have three goals for the talk. One is to do a talk with no bullet points. And actually tonight no one was using bullet points, which is a great thing. 14 slides, 5 minutes, and then I'm going to help you make more money, which I think you'll all be interested in. So PayScale's mission is to provide transparency in the labor market. And we do this through crowdsourcing and analytics, and we happen to be in the online compensation business. So what do I mean by transparency? So how many people here own a house or rent? That's about 100% of the people. A couple people living on the streets. And how many people have gone to Zillow? So Zillow provides transparency in the housing market. That same level of transparency doesn't exist in the labor market. Your employer may know what you're worth and how much to pay you, but certainly it's more difficult for you to get that same sort of information. And so what we're doing at PayScale is providing that level of bidirectional transparency in the labor market. So we show your employer how much you should make, we show you how much you should make, and then you can have an intelligent discussion about skills and certs and education level. So the question is, how do we do this? So we have collected 40 million data points about various professions and how much those people make. People come to the PayScale website, they fill out a survey, they tell us their education level, job title, where they went to school, as well as how much they get paid. And then we take that information, next slide, and we put it into a database. And so the way I like to think about this is in 3 dimensions. There's the volume dimension, that's the 40 million data points. There's sort of diversity, it's who we ask. So if we had 40 million data points for nurses, it wouldn't be very interesting to people in this room. And then we have this richness dimension. It's like, what questions do we ask them? So we ask them about their commute time, about skills, certs, education level, and other factors that are compensable. And so here's a recent Wall Street Journal article about professional cuddlers. Now, how many people here knew that there were professional cuddlers? How many people have gone to professional cuddler? 1. That's great. So we found out about this on January 8th. We added this job title, and we actually have a data point already. It's probably this lady back here who filled out the survey. But no one else can do that in the way that we can do that. The traditional survey providers actually send this information to a company, and they try to collect information from companies about what people make. We're able to do this real time through online analytics. So we have a lot of technology behind this. We have data around job hierarchies. We have a curated list of skills and certs. We use NAICS and other government information sources to tag our data so we can aggregate it. We put this into a compensation model. I'm going to talk a little bit about this. So the output of this compensation model is essentially a distribution of similar employees. So those are people who look like you in terms of their compensable factors, skills, certs, job titles. So what do I mean by similar? So this is one notion of similarity. This is not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is similar in terms of these compensable factors. And so we gather up people who have similar compensable factors to you and aggregate those into this compensation model. And this is how it works. And so this is a secret, so I'm hoping we're not taping this. But we take the compensation data that we collect, the 40 million profiles. We take the metadata and comp influencers into this. We have some very sophisticated algorithms. It's a parametric model. There's 4 parameters to this model. We fit that model, and we generate this distribution of similar folk. This is the cool part. And so here's how you can make more money. Go to the PayScale website, fill out the survey. This is entirely free. All the 40 million data points we've collected. No money exchanged hands. It's quid pro quo. You tell us how much you make. We will tell you where you sit in the distribution. And then this is the hard part. So if you sit below the median, which about half of you will sit below the median for the data science people, then you should take that report and bring it to your boss and ask for a raise. And so I mean, it's not probably going to be that.
And say, Rob sent me.
And Rob sent, yeah, sure, that's fine. Please do that. So, and that's my last slide. So, and we're hiring. In April, we received a $100 million investment from Warburg Pincus. We're growing at a rapid rate. We're hiring data scientists, developers, salespeople, all across the board. We're at 200 employees now. Question? Glassdoor competes with us for traffic on the website, but they don't compete with us in a business standpoint. So they don't actually sell that compensation back to businesses. So we compete with them for eyeballs, but we don't compete with them on the business side. We have competitors on the business side, but none of them crowdsource the data. Yes? We support mostly US and Canada, but we support a bunch of other English-speaking countries, so India, England, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand. How do we get people to come to the website? Yeah, we do a lot of, big focus on SEO. Adam, who's here, was on that team for quite some time. So it's basically people enter in something like Cuddler, salaries, Portland, Oregon, and then they have a page, and then we solicit them to fill out the survey. And so it's mostly through SEO, some SEM, but not a lot. Thank you, Adam. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult if you're the only employee from that company, but we don't show the company name in the anonymous profiles, and so that's one way we protect privacy. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Or if, Scala is very big right now. Clojure not so much, but I'm a big Clojure fan, so sorry. I'm laughing. Yes. Yep. Part of it is we have separate models for base pay and variable comp, which are just separate compensation models. And then this model is a parametric model, and so it's not like we're gathering up actually the distribution. So everything comes out in a smooth distribution rather than just gathering up individual data points into a cluster like that. Absolutely. Yep. Total compensation, base pay, variable comp, commission, tips. Yeah. It's actually a quite complex problem.
Last question?
Last question. Yeah. So a couple of things. People are incented to give us the right information on the website because it's quid pro quo, and if they give us the wrong information, they're going to get bad information back. We have a whole set of what I'll just call prophylactic measures on the website to weed out profiles like that either just don't fit within the distribution we think, or we know that somebody's cheating. So.
There was one more question. You had your hand up for a while. Is it good?
Good. Everybody wants to go drink beer now.
Did you have your hand up?
Yeah, they get a detailed. So the way I think about it is, it's if you go to a financial website, you can find general information that says, if you're somebody my age, you're like 60% stocks, 40% bonds, but you don't get a detailed plan. If you fill out this survey, you will get a very detailed report about not only where you sit in that distribution, but also if you get this skill or this cert or take this course, or what are likely next jobs for somebody like you. So it's a very detailed report that's specific to exactly what you entered in. So every report is going to be different. If you change years of experience by 1 year, that distribution is going to change. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rob.